The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, has charged members of the 9th House to focus efforts on completing the tasks they have already initiated and close out the assignments on which their legacy in the 9th House will be assessed. Gbajabiamila made the call at the resumption of plenary after the Yuletide break. He also asked members for renewed commitment to legislative action that brings them closer to achieving their highest aspirations for the nation.
It is imperative that we focus our efforts on completing the tasks we have already initiated and closing out the assignments on which our legacy in this 9th House will be assessed. Several bills still in the legislative process need to be actioned as a matter of urgency, as these bills propose significant improvements across different sectors of our national life. Some of these bills are still in committee, while others are awaiting concurrence in the Senate. We will see to it that we conclude work on these bills so that they can be presented to Mr. President during the life of this administration. One recurring criticism of the legislature in Nigeria has been the lack of continuity and the absence of tools and procedures for establishing an institutional memory. Government is a continuum. The actions of one administration will continue to impact the country long into the future. As the democratic process leads to continuous personnel turnover, it is vital to have a system that allows future office holders to understand the decisions made by their predecessors. In the executive arm of government, it is established practice to prepare handover notes. I wish today to propose to the House that we adopt this practice at the committee level. The House Committee on Rules and Business will lead this effort to formulating guidelines to make this possible.
Also during the plenary, members stepped down a bill seeking to amend the Nysc Act 2004 for upward review of accommodation and transport allowances of core members in line with current realities and for related matters. The bill was stepped down following a unanimous voice vote by members over different conflicting views on the proposed law. Leading the debate on the amendment, Honorable Ben Ibakpa stated that the amendment bill seeks, among other things, to provide a cure for the unrealistic allowances given to youth corps members as remuneration.
Okay, the amendment is about the fact that today our graduates are within the threshold of the minimum wage. For anybody that has gone to the 4 walls of the university and acquired a degree, definitely is supposed not to be in that minimum wage threshold. So the amendment is to have something upward review on the accommodation and transportation to encourage them, because a lot of our youth now seek to look at the Nysc as a waste of time, because it is not giving them, one, the cultural integration that is supposed to harness is not there. Then the technical know-how of the work. You see medical doctors now serving in accountant's office. Then 2, Section 2, subsection 1 of the Act says shall, Mr. Speaker. I don't know if, with the agreement of our people, I don't know if we can change it to may, so that it become a little optional for people that want to serve. Then 3, the law was made in such a way that we did not consider our children that will be schooling abroad.
Meanwhile, other lawmakers stated that the process of acquiring exemption certificates in view of the age limit should be optional and less cumbersome.
I agree with the remuneration part of the bill. I actually disagree completely with the optional part of the NYSC he is trying to propose. Mr. Speaker, substantial part of graduates realize the importance of NYSC after having one, because by the time they go out, they will discover a lot of things that have not been conversant with in their area. So if you said it's optional, you know how our people are. People may think that it's not even serious, it's not going to impair on their qualification to vie for anything in the past or to occupy certain position. They will make it optional and they will be reluctant to go. But if you make it compulsory, definitely everybody will go and at least discover some things outside his domain.
Foreign members, It's a question of language. Based on the submissions that he just made or the information that he has just given, to make it optional once you are over 30 and above. That is the submissions that he's making. But my submission is to the effect that even if you are 30 and above, the exemption certificate should not be optional, it should be compulsory.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I think the crafters of our laws, the various decrees that have now translated into law, didn't make a mistake for creating NYSC or National Youth Service Scheme. The history is very simple, sir. Remember, it is as a result of the Civil War. And because they wanted a national integration, that was why that scheme was brought up. And I believe it has an intention, and they were achieving, even if we are not achieving 100%, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I want to believe what the crafters have foreseen or forecasted, today we are benefiting from it. Two, Mr. Speaker, I don't think it is right for us to begin to encourage to have a two set of laws for different for the same citizens of Nigeria.
However, the Speaker of the House thereafter called for caution in the amendments so that it doesn't defeat the aim of the service scheme.
Now negates the whole idea of the NYSC, then then we might as well repeal the whole law. So that's what we should bear in mind.
It is expected that the sponsors of the amendments should seek further clarification on some aspects of the proposed bill, as they can only be amended through the constitutional amendment process. Annie T. Patrick, Core TV News, Abuja.